Hey everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue and I'm from OML Embroidery, and over at the computer, hopefully gonna make great shots today, is Dawn.
Hello.
Hello to everybody. So look at these gorgeous colors. This shape is called a clamshell shape, and this is a quilt that I'm working on designing. I've changed quite a few things on it, but the basic idea is the same. And I thought it would be perfect to cut out some of these shapes with my ScanNcut. So it's kind of awesome. Karina, hello, hello, hello. So I'm going to walk you through the steps. Now, I want to tell you that next Monday, we're going to work in the Cricut software to set this up. And the Monday after that, we're going to work in the design space, which is the brother, so on the computer, to set it up. Now, I have the ScanNcut SDX 325, which is the most up-to-date one. And what that means is that my Luminaire 2 can talk directly to this machine. No USB, no nothing like that. So it's convenience if you have a brother ScanNcut and Innovis edition. I mean, you just have to put it from your machine to here, to the cutter on a USB. So I kind of like it, not having to have the USB, and it talks very nicely. So, okay, let me move this out of the way. Now, let's talk mats. So this is the Brother ScanNcut DX level, or whatever it is, mat, and it's fabric mat. They're all color coded. Can you see down at the bottom? It's kind of a not the greatest color, but there we go. And you must store it with the plastic on it because it's sticky, and everything sticks to it. So if you have dog hair in your house, it's going to get stuck to it.
Oh, no.
Karina says, and you can send wireless from your laptop to the ScanNcut. I love that. Yeah, the 225 did that. Yeah, it's all very convenient. Very convenient, and I like it. So store these mats. They're thin. They're okay. Store them nice and flat, always with the plastic on it. And don't put anything heavy on it because you don't want it like dented or anything like that. Now, you can see I have cut some fabric on this. You can see my clamshells and extra string. I left that on because I want to show you how to clean it. So after I use it a few times, I take a non-alcohol baby wipe and you just wipe all this off, let it dry, put your plastic back on, and it'll be sticky again. So it's pretty cool for that. So let me make a little bit of noise and take my plastic off and put it aside. Don't lose it. Now for this today, I'm not putting anything on the back of the fabric. You get sharper cuts if you add some heat and bond or something like that. Plus it makes it a little bit nicer for when you do the applique. We're not going to worry too much about it. One of my favorite things is, I put it a little too far away, is this. So fuse and stick backing. So what it is, this side, you fuse it, iron it to the back of the fabric, and then when you're ready to applique, you peel off the paper, and it's sticky on the other side. So all you have to do is stick it down. I think it's brilliant. However, if you put the paper side on the sticky mat, it's gonna stick, and it's going to take hours of scrubbing to get it off. So just ask me how I know. No, don't ask me. Don't ask me. Just keep in mind that this will stick. I think there's a couple of ones that have, so you can't. But all you have to do to solve it is turn the whole thing over and mirror your design. So the fabric will be face down, this part will be face up, and then it is going to cut through it and your designs will be perfect. So that's how to get around that if you want to use it. Again, it does make a nice cut doing it that way. You don't have all the extra threads, that sort of thing. So now I've pressed my fabric down. I happen to have a brayer, a Cricut brayer, so that just helps get good sticky there. We don't want our fabric to move. So two common mistakes that people make when they are using this, and that'll mess up everything, is you don't want to have any fabric over the edges in any place. So you do have to subcut a little bit, or you can, use big squares, little squares, pre-cuts. That's the word I'm looking for. I do have a Cricut Maker, and I will say I love a lot of things about my Cricut. So the blades are excellent. The machine is excellent. The All Access Club, I can't think of what it's really called, is fantastic. So, and the mats are like night and day. The mats for Cricut are really thick and so much better. However, it doesn't read embroidery designs. It does not pull out the applique like what we're going to do today. If I could take both machines and squish it together, I'd be super happy. But, you can't have everything. So I'm going to, now I've got this all pressed down. So nothing over the edges. It's going to cause problems with the rollers here. So when you put it in, there's two guides here. And you just kind of tuck it up and you press the load button. Oh, it turned off. I've been waiting a while. So there we go. So we're just going to load it in. And you don't want to push. You don't want to do anything. It does everything itself. See? And it's going to read the mat. So you have to have these mats to do it. Perfect. So now we're in. The problem I had when I last used my cutter was a piece had broken off. I'd had the mat for a long time and the piece had broken off. So let's go here. You can use your stylus. So this is just on the home page with the home picture there. And for what I'm doing, I'm going to My Connection. So not hard to figure out. There is a little, sewing machine. So you can scan too, but we're not going to do that yet. So there we go. And My Connection, I want to retrieve because I already sent the data over. So wireless LAN device, you don't even have to know what that means, just that there's a sewing machine on it. So it's retrieving, and there's the picture that the embroidery design I sent over. And you could do lots of things with this, lots and lots, but I want to pull out, see, this is where the convenience is. I want to pull out the applique placement lines, and that is going to give me my my design, so it's a couple of them, so it's going to give me my shape. So I'm just going to select one. They are all the same, so I'm just going to select one. Now I do have it in millimeters. You can change it back, but millimeters are a little more precise for this because right now, this design, this clamshell, is exactly the same size as the, placement line, and you're not going to catch any stitching. So you have to make it a little bit bigger. Now I've done some experimentation, and putting 2 millimeters is not enough. It is not enough. So 5, I'm thinking. How would we do this without a luminaire? You don't have to have a luminaire. You can do this with any cutter. Like I still do use my Cricut. You just have to have the software to be able to do it. So you have to pick the positioning. I'm going to be showing you guys all this in the next 2 Mondays, but the positioning line and the size and the whole bit to do it that way. So let's go ahead and set this. And there's one. Yay! We're going to go to Edit and Object Edit. And this is where I'm going to change the size. So 89 millimeters, 86 millimeters. We do want to make it just a little bit bigger. Like I said, 2 isn't quite enough. So I'm going to go 5. So don't forget this stage for sure. Don't forget this. Because otherwise it won't get stitched down. I did that quite a bit, but that's okay. That's okay. You can change it a percentage. You can do anything you want. So I'm going to go okay. And if you want to change it back to inches, then go ahead with that. It's easy. I think we should make some multiples of it. So let's go and let's do maybe 2. How about 3? So for this one, it's just going to be basic. Now you can move them wherever you want. And this is the beauty of it. Now, I don't need to scan this one. We're going to do this again, but I am going to scan it. We're just going to get this one going through. But if you load up your mat with a whole bunch of scraps, then you can position them, as long as they're big enough, you can position the design. Say I put a scrap in the corner, you can position the design right on it. But for now, we are just going to do it this way. So I've got my 3 clamshells. They are the right size, so I resized one and then multiplied it. I have a 10 by 10 piece of fabric in there, so I know I'm big enough. This mat is 12 by 12, so I'm good to go on that. So I'm going to hit OK. And I hit OK again. And I have the rotary blade in. So there is a regular blade for fabric, but I think the rotary blade is kind of cool. So if you wanted to add more from the applique, so you can cut all of your applique pieces, you can add and then edit them again, whatever. This is the scan, but you know what? We're okay. So let's go. And we're going to select cut, and we should be ready to go. Now, I don't change anything. It's going to take 3 minutes. Before you press the start button, take a minute to look behind your machine and make sure that there's nothing. That's how I took a little piece out of my mat. Now I'm just going to put a piece of tape over it, very thin tape, and I'll be able to use it. I just haven't done that yet. You can do a test cut if you want. I'm like, meh, it's pretty foolproof. So we've got everything. Okay, let's start. And now what the machine is doing here is that it is gauging the depth of the fabric, so the thickness of the fabric, and then it is going to cut everything out. I've never had, knock wood, never had a problem. One thing about the ScanNcut, it is a lot quieter than the Cricut. Not, I don't really care or anything, but I'm just saying. I do wish again that they had better mats. These things are quite expensive. So it's just happily cutting away now. You think if you had smaller designs and you filled up this whole part, that would be cool. So any questions? Beverly, glad you're here. Ronog, hello Ronog, thanks for joining us.
Somebody was asking when the design was coming out for digital.
I didn't see that. No, I sometimes miss stuff. It'll be coming out soon, for sure. I think we should do the design for so long. So this weekend we're gonna do a new Anita one. So next weekend we will do the dragon eggs. It's really cute. You guys will like it. Ronak says hi. Hello, hello. So it's just happily cutting away. And remember, I didn't put any fabric, anything on the back, like any. So if you don't want to, you don't have to. Big things to remember is do not have fabric hanging on your mat that doesn't fit in. So it's so good you can't even see what it's doing. But you guys will see this is very satisfying. I warn you guys, it is just glorious when it cuts out. So awesome. It's awesome. So this is just the Brothers ScanNcut. You can do this with the silhouette. I actually don't have a silhouette, but I love their software. And of course, a Cricut. My Cricut won't do Bluetooth anymore, but I'm not giving it up because I love it. I have all the rotary blades and stuff. And it's really, and like I said, the mats are awesome. But conveniently, this guy talks to my Luminaire, and it's pretty easy. So it's just a matter of those bells and whistles. Ooh, and now we're finished. I just clicked finish, and then I want to take the mat out. I'm going to put this up here, and we are going to look at what we did. So I just grab it. Are we down there, Don?
Yep.
Yep. And look. How perfect is that? Oh, just as I said it. So you could use your scraps. I'm not throwing it out, that's for sure. So this one got a little pull on it, but it is absolutely fantastic. So let's get the next one. Sometimes my nails work for it, but not always. It does leave a little mark. Beautiful. I could have fussy cut that one. That's awesome. Why don't we do that with the scrap? Boom. So just like that, we have 3. Now, without the heat and bond or anything like that, this is what you get. See a little bit of fraying. It doesn't matter too much because we made it a little bit bigger, but if it frays too much, you might find yourself in trouble. So let me grab my Tula Pink scissors, and I'm going to I'm off camera, I know. I'm just gonna trim this up a little bit so it's easier to manage what I want to do. And this is the other thing that the Cricut doesn't have, is the scanning. And I love it. So doesn't matter where you put it on the mat. I'm going to put this one on this side and just lightly press it down. Now I have some charm squares that it's really convenient to use. So some charm squares. What goes with this? Not the nicest in the world fabric, but it's just to show you guys the, major plus of the scanning part. I don't know if I could live without it. It's brilliant. If you have fabric that is patterned like this, you can fussy cut any piece of fabric, and it's amazing what you can do. So let's do another one down at the bottom. So this is also a way to use up fabric and fabric scraps. And if this part of your mat, we tend to use that part quite a bit. If that part of your mat is not sticky, you can just use any part of it. So this is the part that I absolutely love. I didn't even put anything on straight. I didn't worry about it. It really doesn't matter. I am going to make sure again that nothing's over. So if you don't have one of these, I just find it convenient. You can use a scraper and do the same thing. You just want to make sure that it sticks really well. So that's perfect. No bubbles in it, nothing. So let's open it up. Let's do that again, only a little different. So I'm just holding my mat. You don't want to push. You don't want anything to get caught. It just fits right in. And let's do this. So we're going to go back and I'm going to do this right here. Scan. Are you on the thing? Yeah. So I'm going to scan. So I have the mat loaded and let's go start. And it's just going to scan. Now I didn't check the back of the machine because I already did and I haven't moved it. So it does a very fast scan and you guys will be surprised how well it does. So look at that. Oh, we have so many lights on. You could actually get a much better scan than that, but we have so many lights on that we got some shadows going on, but that's okay. Now it's a little hard to see, but you can zoom in if you need to. But you can move your designs exactly where you want them. So you can be frugal without going over. And look at how dirty my mat is. My goodness. Let's see. No, that's the wrong one. I want to fussy cut this. So it's hard to see for me. Let's see how well I can do. It's easier if you can see it better. So again, the lights are usually a little bit different. Can we zoom in this way? No, I don't know how to zoom in. I've forgotten. But that's okay. We probably still can't see it zoomed in. So, you know. Anne says, watching on replay, fun, love my SDX 230DX. Very quiet, yes. It is very nice. And we're not on replay. This is live. Woohoo! Live. So let's just do okay. And there's our cutting places. So now we got to go to cutting. So I wanted to show you guys something. So cut, draw, which is actually one of my favorite things to do. You can draw your embroidery designs. But there's foil, emboss, pierce. There's a lot of things you can do with it. For now, I'm just going to pick cut. And again, I have my rotary blade in there. And I've placed it the green, the pink, and hopefully the fussy cut, but thanks to studio lights, it's not the greatest. So again, it's every time you start, it's going to test the thickness of it, and it's going to cut. So I placed the green one pretty darn close to the edge, so we'll have to see how that one turned out. But if you have a bunch of scraps, go ahead and make perfect cuts out of them. Isn't that awesome? Brighter fabric would probably work a little bit better for the fussy cutting, but you could put a 12 by 12 piece of fabric on this and fussy cut all of the pieces that you want just by, you know, multiplying and moving them. That's it. So this is the part that the second part or third part, I guess, of the scan and cut that I absolutely love that Cricut doesn't have. So it's kind of hard sometimes. I do use them both. Cricut makes, like I said, a lot more noise, but those mats are just delightful. So it's all kind of, you know, different. So make sure you're using the right mat for the job. There's a regular hold mat. There's a firm grip one, which just simply means it's going to be really sticky. And then there's a light grip mat. So it's awesome. So it's just happily cutting away. Pretty sure this thing needs googly eyes. I don't know why I don't have them. Yeah. Looks like his nose going up and down, maybe? I don't know. Super fast and super quiet. I don't think I am on in any way, but like I said, it's because of the studio lights. I didn't plan for it, so I didn't test anything out. So that's kind of my fault. But that's okay. There we go. I may have gotten it. If you can't see it clear enough, you can do it again. Fix your lights, do it again. More or less light, less shadows, that sort of thing. Silhouette Studio has the Pix mat, so you could fussy cut. Yep, you can. It is, generally you can do all the things with all the cutting machines. It's just what's easier. I mean, I could get all my appliques cut out super fast this way because I don't have to do anything. It's all done. So, speaking of all done, this is all done, which is cool. I wanted to show you guys just before we go. These are my pen holders. And this is brilliant storage. It's quite big, like a sewing machine. I have a special calligraphy pen holder so I can write calligraphy. Yes, you can. And here's my calligraphy pens. So this one here is, you notice it matches the color. This is the fabric blade. So if you don't have the rotary blade, this is the one that you use. It matches. And this is a regular cut blade. And I'm not sure what this is. Oh, fabric markers. But I don't care for their itty bitty teeny weeny markers. So they run out pretty quickly. So now you can just move your stylus. So, and then tuck it in. And then let's see how we did. The big reveal. Oh, isn't that glorious? So, fussy cut. Keep all your scraps now, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see how I did on this. Oh, nope. Don't ever put your scissors to this because you don't want to cut anything. Oh, well, that's not quite what I was going for. However, that's beautiful. So, gently lift it off. Love it. Look at this. So you could...
This is fabulous cuts.
Fabulous cuts, I know. You could cut out all the pieces you need for a quilt all in one shot. It's that easy. And it's, you know, not that bad to do. Oh, there they are. I am gonna show you guys cleaning. I would probably use this one again because I have this half. It's pretty easy, but just take a non-alcohol baby wipe or a few. I'll take 2. That's usually what I do. I can fold it around. So these are Pampers Sensitive. It just happened to be what I could find at the time, or Dawn found. And all you do is this kind of scrubbing motion. See how the fibers come up? And it's not hard. It's gonna take you a few minutes. but you can also feel when they all come up that it's smooth again. But I'll just do the center part of it, and look, nice and clean.
It's almost like dry erase.
Kind of, yeah. Look on the back of it. It's, oh, hi, Gail. Thanks for joining us. We're just cleaning up the mess. But you can see all the pieces that I got out. It's not terribly hard to do, but you just need to do it. I find I get a lot of my hair and dog hair, which is kind of gross, but what are you going to do? Well, no. So, easy. Look, I've almost cleaned the whole thing. The only thing is you need to let it dry before you put the plastic on, because we want the sticky to come back. It's not, because it's wet, it's not very sticky right now. When it dries, it will be. So now you have a nice clean, kind of, maybe not so much right here.
Karina says, remember when you're cutting several pieces, make sure they're the same thickness.
Yep. There we go. Great for scraps, though. So this is why I love the scanning thing. Yes, I know Cricut and Silhouette and whoever else there is out there can do it. This I just find easy. It's like a printer to me.
How would you send wirelessly from your laptop?
Why you have to have the ScanNcut DX to do wireless. Like the cutter has to be able to do it. And then you have to have the Brothers software. So the Brothers ScanNcut software, you can send it through there. Now, I have PEDesign 11, and you're supposed to be able to do all that from PEDesign 11. You can save the FCM file, which is a specific file for this machine, and you could also send it to their software, but I've never been able to get it to work, so blah. I don't try anymore. I don't try. It just, like, doesn't do it. But you can. It might work for you. If you're working on your computer, set everything up. You can add the measurements there. You can trace out, the design, have it all ready to go. You can put it on a USB and take it over to your machine, plug it in, call it up, cut away. Software is called Brother Canvas. Yeah. It's free software, but you have to have a login for it. So, yeah. Cricut, I think, is free stuff, but I do the everything. So if I get an idea, it's all right there. So another big difference between the Cricut and the ScanNcut. The ScanNcut is basically on its own. You do not have to have a computer to use it. Just in general terms, you can do the settings, scanning, all that kind of stuff. You saw how I moved stuff around, whereas you can't do any of that on the Cricut. So, I mean, it doesn't make too much of a difference. I'm just telling you what I've noticed. So I love both of them. Right now for embroidery, the ScanNcut is just faster or more convenient, but you can still get everything done. So again, what I said about the bells and whistles for embroidery machines, this is basically the same. You can do it on any cutter with any cutting software. You just have to go about it a different way. That's all it is. So for me, my luminaire talking to this guy, then it's just easy. It's just simply easy. I wanted to see how well it worked. I traded up my 225 for this one. Well, I sold the 225 and bought this one, so it wasn't horribly expensive. And I've tested it out, and it's easy. And it works every time. I have not had any problems from my luminaire to the machine. And I think, don't quote me on this, I think you can go backwards too, but I haven't tried that yet. Annette says, I bought a ScanNcut DX, but haven't even used it. I need to look into Canvas. Yep, you do, because this is awesome. It's fun. It's easy. Try it. If you have a cutter, get it out. If you have questions, go to the OML Embroidery University Facebook group and ask away. Simple, by knowing, you need the software to download it, to send it over to your machine. Chris Yost, come on, you can do it. Come on. So yeah, head on over to OML Embroidery, get the software that you need. Remember, on the next 2 Mondays, we're going to be doing kind of classes on how, if you don't have my setup, how you can get the same thing done. Again, it's just the end result would be the same. It's just you have to go about it differently. So Cricut, we have to work on the computer because you can't do anything except for load a mat and go, basically, on the machine. So we're going to go through that. We are going to look into the Brother ScanNcut software and figure out what we can do there and set everything up and then bring it to the machine and everything. So I hope you guys get out your cutters, get cutting, especially for this design that I am almost done making. Where is it? Let's just put it up here for the finale. There we go. So I could literally cut out all of these for an entire quilt. So just FYI, these half ones is the background fabric. So I really only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 per 8x8 square. So yeah, awesome. You could cut out, and then you'd have all these clamshells, and you could match them where you want and how you want to do them. It's fantastic. It's really nice. It's really easy. You can do any size. You can do anything. You're not limited to dies or anything like that. So give this video a like and let me know that you want me to keep doing videos just like this. I will let you know when this is going to be released, and I'm hoping everyone will use their cutting machine to cut out these clamshells. It's kind of a complicated shape, and then we can go and get stitching. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, and happy cutting.